Bitches can't control them drugs. I'm gonna have to send all them hoes to the rehab.
You ain't no real pimp. We're gonna go check them young fools. Now you coming or what?
Y'all have at it.
Come on, Nelson.
You disappoint me, man. Thought you was a real pimp.
Yeah, you just let me know where you want your body, bro.
Yo, man, we just gonna get right into it, man. This Port of Miami 2 finna come out, man. You know, Rick Ross, he hands down one of the best MCs, one of the best rappers that been out. That's a fact. And, you know, I'm a big Rick Ross fan. But, you know, that don't deny some of the, you know, questions that, you know, that you know, you will have for his character, a lot of that shit he be saying and stuff. But other than that, he makes some great music. And, you know, 50 do too. But the thing about 50, he ain't made great music in years. I'm talking years. He is not as consistent as Rick Ross. And I used to, and I know I still am a 50 Cent fan. That's a fact. But it used to be a time you couldn't tell me that Rick Ross was better than 50 Cent. I don't feel that way no more though. Because it's simply the fact that Rick Ross is way more consistent. His collaborations with other artists, the writing he does, his beat selection, his collaborations, his producing, you know, his beat select, everything, man, just play a part. The videos and everything, man, he been doing it for well over a decade now, killing it. And 50 Cent been out for a little bit too, but his run wasn't long enough. He ain't been as consistent. And this last 10 years, what is it, 2019, I can't think of the last, in these last 10 year frame alone, I can't think of nothing 50 Cent has really dropped. Last album I remember 50 Cent dropped that had any type of buzz was the what? Before I Self-Destruct, he had a movie with it and all that. That was probably like around 2010, 2011 or something like that. Other than that, man, he ain't been able to keep up. You know, he made a lot of enemies in the game and stuff. That's probably why, you know, Rick Ross, he worked with a lot of people, even people he had beef with. Like he said, he a businessman. And, you know, he was actually being, you know, I know they got a beef, but Rick Ross, he was actually being nice when he said 8 years. He gave, and if you watch the Big Boy interview, Rick Ross said if this was 8 years ago when he was hot, like, talking about 50 Cent. 50 Cent wasn't even hot musically 8 years ago. Let's try like 15 years. He really ain't. Last time he was really, really hot was, you could say around probably, you could, I'm being nice by saying Curtis, when he was going up against Kanye and Kanye album. But the real last time he was hot was around the massacre time, man. You know, he ain't really been able to do it, man. Rick Ross, he's a better rapper than 50 Cent too, man. If we just break him down lyrically, both 50 Cent can rap, that's a fact. 50 Cent got a lot of classic songs out there. I don't think Rick Ross got one project, one whole album, I think, and Rick Ross got some classic albums, probably more than 50 Cent. But I don't think any of them classic albums that Rick Ross got is better than Get Rich or Die Trying. Get Rich or Die Trying is a fucking classic. That's a fact. Ain't no way around that. The Massacre was almost a classic too. And you can almost throw it in there too, because it sold like a 1.5 million, something like in the first 4 days or something like that. It did crazy on the charts. But other than them two albums, I mean, Rick Ross been able to stay consistent. Rick Ross, I'm talking about from the mixtapes and everything. You know, he had the MMG, you know, 50 had the G on it. We all know about Banks, Buck, Yayo. Dude, let's keep it 100, man. Banks, okay, he got it. Banks always been able to rap. He ain't been, and none of them really been consistent. It's just something about that G Unit thing. Banks, he come out with a mixtape every once in blue moon, but he don't really do it like that. Neither do Yayo. Buck trying to do something now. He got all this tranny shit going on. I don't know, man. They just didn't stay consistent as they can use. And they ain't the only ones. There's a bunch of crews that did like that. Probably the most consistent crew right now, I would say, the most consistent crews that's out and been able to take it to another level and keep it consistent throughout the years is like the Lox, Dipset. It's some more to it I'm missing, but it's those the main ones I could just think of right offhand. But Rick Ross had me. I don't even really rock with Meek Mill like that, but Meek he do his thing every now and then, in my opinion. But he got Meek, he had Wale. I don't really fuck with Wale either, but he had Wale, he had Stally, Amarion, the whole MMG movement, the whole Wingstop thing. He was definitely doing this thing, man. You can't. And 50 Cent, he got the power and all that, but while Rick Ross been putting these other artists on, he been having classics features, classic albums, classic videos. His lyrics just hit harder too. Like, he a wordsmith for real. Like, he can get on the track with the best of them. I can't say the same for 50 Cent right now. 50 Cent flow back in the day wasn't the best. When he was at his hottest, he can rap, but it wasn't. You can't compare him to a Ross, man. But this Port of Miami 2, we finna see what Ross got to offer, man. You know I'm gonna have a review on that and shit, but that's finna. I think that's gonna separate and really show y'all the difference between these two. Cause can 50 drop a Get Rich or Die Trying to? And will people care? And would it be hot? Fuck if people care about it now. Would it be good? Would it sound like a Get Rich or Die Trying to? Would it be up on that level? I don't even know if 50 got it in him. That's why he ain't did a Get Rich or Die Trying to, or a Massacre 2 or something like that. That's why. But Ross finna drop this Port of Miami 2, and this shit finna probably bang. Ross got so many classics, from the Black Dollars to the what was that? Rather You Than Me. Ross got some albums out there. He just got a lot of classic shit. The Hood Billionaire, Port of Miami 1. Ross been holding this shit down for you. He's a musical genius. And as far as the other shit, him being a correctional officer and him stealing somebody's name and all this, people questioning him about the keys and the knowing Noriega and all that. If you just look past all that, Ross is a musical genius. Yeah, he got his crazy times. He say some weird shit about putting mollies in motherfucking drinks and finger fucking bitches in holy water and telling it to his only daughter and all that. But other than that, Ross is a fucking beast. 50 Cent can drop some shit today, 9 times out of 10, out of 20 songs. If he gave us 20 songs, and I want 50 to drop some. I would love for 50 Cent to drop some hot shit, because 50 used to be that nigga, man. But now I don't think he can do it anymore. But if he could come out with another Get Rich, I remember when 50 was hot. He had the movie. See, another classic I forgot to mention was that Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. That was also the soundtrack to the movie. That shit was raw as hell. And the Beg for Mercy album with all the G-Unit. 50 Cent had that shit, but he wasn't able to pour that over consistently. He got a few mixtapes and a few projects, but when you really dig into him, they not that. But he was trying to do some shit back in 2011. He tried to make a little comeback and get on it, but when you just compare them, just look, pound for pound, literally pound for pound, Ross is musically is better than 50, man, and that's facts.
We got it.
Goddamn bitch, God. Oh my God. You can take my keys. You can drive my bitch. Goddamn bitch, God. We're going this way. Swag. Goddamn soldier. Oh my God. We got bitches. Goddamn. All these bitches. Oh my God. You can drive my bitch. Swag. You could drop my Lexus, drive that hoe to Mexico, recruit the bitch, I'm reckless. Young bass guy, swag the hoe out of sense. Bitch, I'm out the frame and I ain't talking about them lenses. You looking so racist, different allocations, different on their places, different with they numbers.